A stereotype is a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular person or thing, according to Google. Now, every show will be accused of stereotyping characters, like stereotyping gay characters, stereotyping male, female characters as such and such, when in actual reality, they are completely different. But these stereotypes are specifically to the ones in the show Ninjago. These stereotypes can be from non-fans to actual fans, and can be just from fans to other fans. So here are the top 5 Ninjago stereotypes.
Are you all my personal dream?
The writers have no idea what they are doing. This is a stereotype that has been falling rather down low into the community and has seemingly kind of been forgiven and forgotten. But this stereotype happens around what the community received as, quote, bad seasons, most notably after season 11. People questioned whether the head writer at the time, Brady Shute, was actually being good at writing the series, as he seemed to really mess up everything. But this stereotype has since gone down after the success of the newest season, Prime Empire. So, for all of you who still think that this stereotype is true, ask yourself this. If they really didn't know what they were doing, are they even writers to begin with? If they're not, they're not. If they are, they are. So, I'm pretty sure they're writers and they know what they are doing. Ninjago is dead. This one has been happening quite a lot, especially when it comes to the first looks of a brand new Ninjago season. Now, this trend of the whole Ninjago is dead stereotype happened around 2017 to 2018. Right after the Lego Ninjago movie, we had our first looks of Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, with a, how long was it, like 4-minute trailer of Lloyd and, chasing down Mr. E. But a lot of people complained about the new designs and how they were shaped up to look after their movie counterparts. This enraged the community back then, and a lot of people wanted the old designs back. But as time went on, people began to accept the newer designs, as they learned that it wasn't that big of a deal, and now Sons of Garmadon has become a fan-favorite season. This wouldn't happen again until around Season 11, around 2019, where, the whole 2D episode was one of the episodes for Season 11. And everyone did not like that, because it strayed away from the original idea of Ninjago, and because Season 11 was very, very childish, and just was a season not meant to be taken seriously. And people took it very seriously. And in the end, they learned a valuable lesson that not everything should be taken seriously, even in TV. And this happened once again with Season 12, with everyone hating the idea of the ninja going inside of a video game, as they really questioned if the writers and people behind them had any creative ideas left for the show. So, will the trend follow its same course, where people assume that the season's going to be bad, but then they actually found out it's actually not that bad, or they learned a huge lesson behind it, or will it suddenly break the tradition this time? But if there is one thing you need to learn about this, is that you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge a season from how it first looks, because it could be way deeper than it already is. Unless it's Season 11, of course.
Everything you know is in your mind.
The blank stuff is trash. Basically, fans accuse each other, Ninjago fans to other Ninjago fans, of only liking certain stuff from the TV series, or from the sets. It can but I've mostly seen this for the TV series. The two words for this could be either old stuff or new stuff. Some fans who would like the old stuff more than the new stuff accuse people who like the new stuff are jumping on the bandwagon of new, and that they only really like it because they joined in because of the movie, and because, well, as I said again, they're joining on the bandwagon of new. They only like new things. They don't care about the stuff in the past. They will say it's not as good. Now, let's say with the new stuff is bad. Newer fans attack older fans, OGs of the fan base, and that they are, quote, blinded by nostalgia, as the newer stuff's much better than the older stuff. That OGs should respect. They should respect the newer stuff more. Now, let me answer this. Why can't we just get along? Alright? Why? Why can't we just get along? We can like different things, obviously. It's part of human nature. We can't really like the same things, otherwise the world would be pretty boring. And it's okay to definitely like different things, but it is not okay to attack someone for liking something different from you. It is not okay. Even I need to learn that sometimes. That if you're an OG, don't attack the newer fans just because they like the newer stuff more than the old stuff. And if the same thing goes for the newer fans. Don't attack the OGs just because they like the older stuff. They may have more experience than you, but that does not give you the right to attack them. As for newbies, come on, don't ruin their potential good experience of the series by saying the newer stuff is absolutely shit. So pretty much, why can't we get along, and why can't we just watch Ninjago? Just for the sake of watching Ninjago, not for the sake of liking certain stuff, alright? This really has been, a thing when it comes to opinions, where some people say that the older seasons are much better in terms of quality, but some people say that the newer seasons are that and then some. But that's where I mostly see this stereotype come from, that the blank stuff is bad. It's mostly from Ninjago discussions. That's really where I've seen it most of the time. But, as I said before, why can't we just get along and let us watch Ninjago just for the sake of watching Ninjago, please? Alright? You're not a true Ninjago fan. How many times have I seen this one? Way too many, to be honest. This stereotype has really been happening quite a bit. And it's really not that bad at first, but the inner meaning behind it can be, very troublesome, and it can be hurtful to other people. Basically, I've seen people that said, if you remember this, you are a true Ninjago fan. Or that if you don't know a certain thing about Ninjago, or if you don't like a certain thing about Ninjago, you aren't considered by that person to be, quote, a true Ninjago fan. Give me a freaking break. If you buy the sets or watch the TV show, you are a Ninjago fan by default. You don't have to have full knowledge to understand that you are a fan. If you like the show, or buy the sets, or do both for that matter, you are considered a fan of Ninjago. Plain and simple. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to prove it that you are a fan or not a fan of a show. In the end, we are all fans, so stop picking on one another just for showing off how much knowledge you have of the series or how much things you have in a certain set. Just stop that. Gloating will not get you anywhere. Showing off will not get you anywhere. All it does is make you look like an asshole. So please stop that if you are doing that right now. Ninjago is just for kids. This is by far the biggest and most widely known Ninjago stereotype. And this is definitely used for non-fans, more preferably haters, towards actual fans who like the show. You've probably been accused of this and say, oh, you're watching a baby show, or you're only watching a show that's made just for children, and you get made fun of for it. Well, just ask them this. Have they not considered the fact that we were kids when Ninjago first came out back in 2011? And that they were too? So, if they really watched it all the way back then, they would probably still be watching it now because it's part of their childhood. So, who's the loser now? Just saying. Now, for those movie fans, you're probably not gonna hear this that much, but it's more towards OG fans who have watched the show from the very beginning. But what really makes me happy is that this trend is starting to die down as more people in the cartoon community are actually acknowledging that Ninjago is still around and that it still exists, and that they at one point watched the show. They may have lost sight on it a few years ago, but they acknowledged that it was great back in the day, and they would rewatch it any day. And it makes me so happy that these people are giving Ninjago another chance, because the rest of their childhood they can only rewatch, but they can experience new things with Ninjago as it's still going on, as it's practically in an unkillable position. If you've been accused of liking this show, and it's just made for kids, just tell them this. If you were in my position and watched the show from the very beginning, you'd be having the same, watching it too. And besides, kids, while they are the demographic audience of Ninjago, they aren't necessarily the only audience. Teenagers, such as myself, and even adults can watch the show. It's why it's considered family friendly, and not just kid friendly. So, there's that. What do you guys think about these 5 stereotypes? Let me know down in the comments down below. What are your top 5 Ninjago stereotypes fans or non-fans make up about Ninjago? Either the theme line or the television series. Let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel by clicking on that red subscribe button, and click on that notification bell to see every video that I will upload. And I'll see you folks in the next video. Bye bye!